Hi, everyone.
Hey!
All right, so we have our perfect ball of clay rolled up almost as if you're going to make a pinch pot. And you want to grab hold of the top end of that ball, and it's going to feel a little bit awkward at first. And then we're going to take our container of water and get your hand really wet and start pulling. And it's going to feel and look a little bit like milking a cow. And we're going to try to squeeze this down to create a handle. And at first it's going to go slowly. We're going to pinch on all of the sides. I'm trying to have a big chunk of it that I can hang on to and pull evenly on both sides. This clay is pretty firm, so it's going to take us a little while. So we might want to stop our video and fast forward while we pull this handle down and come back to it when we have it.
Okay, and we'll see you soon.
See you in a second.
Okay, bye.
So now we've pulled out this handle, and it's still pretty thick, but you can feel a little thin spot here, so you have to start to concentrate on getting it even. So I'm going to squeeze a little bit here, but not so much at the bottom. And in a moment or two, we're going to hold it up to your mug and see if the size is okay. Because when you're hanging onto a handle, you want it to feel good in your hand. You also want it to be sturdy enough so it won't snap off. When you have some slip ready, you're going to attach it with scratching and slipping it on. So that feels like it's about right. And the motion of pulling this down has drawn all this clay in the same direction, so we feel pretty confident that we don't have air bubbles. So I'm going to move this out of the way and lay it down here. And I think you can take your fettling knife and you can cut it as close to, yep, snap it off of there. Awesome. I'll put this aside. All right, so let's grab that handle, and thinking about this, your thinnest part of this mug, since it's not centered, is probably right there. So that's probably what's going to feel best going against your lips. Meaning, are you right-handed?
Yep.
So if you're picking up this mug, you probably want the handle to be here. And you should fit your hands in there and see what feels right. Because this might be too thick, it might be too thin. So before you attach it, figure out what feels right to you. And that looks like it sticks out really far.
So we can cut it down a little bit?
We could trim it, yeah. And we're going to trim a little bit off of here because that's still super thick.
Okay.
So let's trim that off. We could do a little curly Q at the end.
I like that, I like it.
And this is nice and flexible since it's so wet. You can make the form look any way that you want.
I like that look right there.
Cool, good. So with your needle tool, trusty friend, just make a little mark where it's going to attach, and can you hold it up again? And right about there. Okay, you can set that aside. I would maybe lay it on its side. Yeah, great. Just like that. And you want to scratch those two surfaces and scratch those two surfaces. Okay. This clay is wet enough to just attach it.
Oh, really? So should I?
But I would put just a touch of slip on these two parts.
Okay. So should I?
Yep, go ahead and scratch that where it's going to meet. Oopsie. Maybe you can, I'll show this to the camera while you get some slip on there. So Olivia made those scratch marks on the handle. And she's getting a little bit of wet slip clay. Put a dab of that where we're attaching it. And you can use your sponge if you have a ton of gloppy clay on your hands too. Alright, so do you want to attach that now? Nice. And don't be afraid to give it a real push and make sure it's attached everywhere. And smooth out those seams like you're doing with your thumbs. If there's a little spot that you can't quite reach into, you take a tool to get in there. Looks like it's pretty well attached, but it's kind of a little bit wobbly.
Yep.
So the clay is nice and wet right now. You can adjust it, you can pinch it, you can pull it, you can even curve this out a little bit more to make it a little more stylized, and use your sponge tool to clean up any of the little bits of wet clay that you